Alrighty, so let's get into this week's build and chill. We're going to be looking at what are we looking at? the Karaoke Space is the one we're looking at. I'm going to be focusing on fine detail, I guess. Trying to clean up some of the spots to sort of get it a bit nicer. But I think the main thing we're going to be looking at is adding some details like the post-mix machine. I want to make a good version of that. So that'll be like the whole process of that. And maybe the computers and things for the front counter. So sort of bring a bit of life to that area. So let's jump in. Alright. So as you can see, it's getting there. These all need to be portals or artifacts. I need to decide if I'm going to make these links to minted spaces or not. I'll figure that out as I go, I guess. But either way, they need to be something down here. So artifacts or portals. At the moment, I also have to make the elevator doors, so I might do that as well, because those are the things that really stand out as these are not elevator doors. Actually, let's do that. Let's jump in on those. Welcome to the stream. If this is your first time, double welcome, I guess. Not too sure. What do we got? No, not general. This one. Alright. Now, once again, we're going to make one, one door here, but I'm going to use this as a reference point for scale. So let's add a cube and start building, I guess. What's everyone working on this week? For that's 2 meters. 1.5, maybe? Now, as noted in previous streams, if you're going to do anything like inset or anything like that, you have to use the all transforms, so that way it realizes like things as they are, I guess. No, let's actually No, let's just nope. This one. This one. Yeah, that's what I want. And what we need basically is that times 3. Yep. And then scaling that in. Be real close. Maybe there. And then that one goes back. Like so. Yeah. Nope, that's good. Then we have an elevator door if we need it. That said, I'm gonna see if I'm missing like anything to make it more elevator. We do need a switch on the side actually, so I'm gonna add that as one object, I think. No. See, they look very serious, don't they? The thing is, I'm actually going to have to cut into, because that's a bit of depth. They all have a bit of depth there, I think. So I'm going to have to maybe do that. I guess a door thing at the top there as well. So industrial. That feels very Japan. I don't know if that's everywhere, but that's kind of exactly what it is. That said, like thinner edge, deeper. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut that out of the wall. See, reference. Okay. Is it too big? One, yeah, maybe too high. Actually, let's yeah, okay. 2.5. Yeah, alright. See how that goes. Move that up to like there. No need that depth. So I can go maybe there. And then we'll have to cut this out. Okay, for this one, maybe just use knife tool. And then we can just scale those on X. So you see the line there, 0. Scale Z, 0, and scale X, 0. That straightens those up. And then we can grab those. Do we want to get rid of them? Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, that... the difference between what it was and what it is now, all because of reference. So that's great. Do we want 2 or do we want 1? Kind of want 2, but I have a feeling it should be smaller. Yeah. Why is that moving so slowly? It's weird. Yeah. Good. Okay, what else do we need? We can maybe get rid of that one for now. And let's just make another one. Scale X. Still a bit big. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. So you actually have to walk into the elevator to go to the portal. Do I want to do that? Kinda. Yeah, I think that'd be a nice touch. I don't need to do it, but kind of wanna. So let's do that then. So let's separate those. Selection. Cool. Let's get rid of that. And what are we doing here? We can get rid of these three. Dissolve edges. Get rid of these two edges. Not sure why those still exist. It's weird that just edges can exist in Blender. And that's a bridge. Bridge. There we go. Cool. Now that is going to be joined, so it's one asset, and then we want to move that one that way. So it comes up against the wall. We actually want to get rid of that back. Once again, generally speaking, in a Monaverse space, you want to get the poly count as low as possible, so delete all of the polygons you will never see. Haley, how's it going? Wish you could be what? Nope. That one. Cool. So I think I'll just have the arrows going down and up. I don't think I'll have the numbers. Like so. Ah, I didn't see the notes of it, that's why. We're gonna get the karaoke going. It's strange, like say for example, there are some songs I could sing without issue, and there's some songs where I just like I need the right atmosphere for it. I still don't know which is which. Okay. Now where'd that go? This has to be two separate ones. I gotta get some naming going. These are not great. That, I keep forgetting that that is a Disney movie. The vibe of that movie was so different. It was a bit of a weird one, actually. Good movie. I have to watch that one again, actually, I think. I haven't seen it in a good while. Can't beat Emperor's New Groove, though. One of my faves. Yeah, that was a time. Then there was that, what was that, like, Home on the Range? Which everyone is just actively trying to forget because it was so bad. No. What have I done? Is there something? What's wrong? My computer's great. Never does anything wrong ever. See, now I don't know if you're just what? This guy? What are you talking about? Makes sense, man. Yeah. Glow? Sure. Hadouken! It bothers me so much that it can't multi-select something and do certain things and it applies to all of them. It's so frustrating. Anyway. Probably just stretching. Yeah. I think every creator will have certain what would you call it? Physical traits that they do when making stuff. They will look weird. Okay. Alright, so let's duplicate that, move it across about there, 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 there. And then let's cut this up. Probably just stretching. Can you hear the cracks? Not good. I gotta do posture check. That's one thing I need to be much better at, is my posture. So every 15 minutes I'm gonna scream out like posture check for everyone who's hanging out to sort it out. Scale X 0. Scale X 0. Scale Z 0. Done. Alright, those. No. Okay, how do we make that exactly correct? Make that every 5 minutes. Okay. I think we have our elevators. Now, because of that, we actually need elevators. Let's do that, shall we? Make some quick elevators. Nope. That's a Y. I'm gonna flip that for reasons. And then we need to make individual ones. So I can make one door and then prefab that one. I can actually do that with this whole thing, actually. So I might do that. A second song. Yeah, sure. Put it on the list. We'll start a list now. We'll just like make this forever playlist of songs that we start putting in now. So I have like 3 days of songs when everything kicks in. I'm sure that's a great way to do it. Makes a lot of sense. What would be your first song? Yeah. That's the future, man. That's where we're going. Pros and cons, I guess. not that. Blah, blah, blah. What's this one? Wall. Those have to be... Oh, no, that's right. Hang on. Face orientation. Red, 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 red. Cool. Alright. I think that's good for now. I need to... do I bother... Yeah. If I make that prefab, then you can put elevators wherever you want, which would be kind of cool. So let's do that. Why don't I extract? That's one selection. Okay. Elevator room. Okay, so we can get rid of this one now. Actually, I can actually join those two. Save a bit of time. There we go. Let's put that here. All right. All transforms that one. Export. Sega. Elevator. There we go. Selected. Apply. Export. And hide. Now, because I have added that, I've also kind of messed this up a bit, so I'm actually going to unwrap all of these a little bit more. Simply by just going Smart UV Project. Yeah. And then we're good to go. Export FBX. Temp blockout. I kind of want to change the name because that's terrible, but yeah. Yeah, let's rename it. And hopefully we can fix that up quickly. Oops. Okay. Well, actually, let's rename it here. So I can get rid of those two portals because that's not going to really work as it was. But let's change this, and I think it will have less issues with it. So, what should we call it? Main environment. Dimension environment. Room. Main room. Walls. Walls. Main walls. That'll do. Okay, that works. Oh, it's different a bit. Okay. Huh, okay. Easily to fix, though. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, set that to static. Yes, change children. Let's get some elevators in. Before that, we're going to modify our materials here. So let's go metal black. No, we kind of want chrome. Which makes that higher. Maybe there. That works. Elevator. Yep, there we go. $2 a song, that's pretty expensive. You have to buy a drink. Like, well, how much is it? So if you go to Karaoke Space in Japan, like, you can pay, like, after 11 o'clock, it's like 2,500 yen. So that would be like 20 bucks for till 11 till 6 a.m. I think it is. And I think that includes, like, all you can drink beer. So, pretty good deal. Actually, I think that the alcohol is like $30 maybe, so it's not too bad. But that's like free singing, you just pay for the drink. If you go to a bar, you have to buy a drink. Alright, so the textures are set. Ooh, okay. You have to make sure that is shade flat. Better. Right. Lobby. So I'm going to put that in there. Like so. F to zoom. Let's prefab that one. So if I change one, I change both. Original prefab. And then duplicate. No! Ah! Okay. So the question is, do we move them or scale them? And scale them. It's probably quicker as well. Okay. Why is that angled? Weird. Scale X0. Scale X. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. There we go. Alright, we'll worry about the, what do you call it, later. Do we have reflection probes? Yes. Yes, we do. Cool. Alright, elevator's done. So, what I'd like to do is I want to make a post-mix machine, and I want some computers and stuff. So, let's do a good post-mix machine. We'll get that done. So, for that, we actually need the post-mix machine. So we're going to do a high poly and then a low poly. I'm also going to do it so when you go close to it, so like one of the things pop in and then water sprays out, or Coke sprays out, just cause. I'm going to duplicate just in case. Now, when I'm making something like this, usually I'll probably need to remake the low poly again because the high poly will be like quite different. So it depends on how I go, but just in case, I'll keep it just to save some time later. And then I can sort of use that as a starting point. All right, post-mix machines. I need some good drink names. Can anyone come up with some weird, cool drink names? I think this is the kind of one that'd be kind of cool. Well, that. Yeah, maybe this one. So kind of curve things, okay. How? So kind of like want to go back maybe. Yeah. Most of my high polygon modeling will be based on just these tools. So once again, normals, insets, bevels, and basically the F key to move things around. So it's actually pretty good, just to get comfortable with those tools. That's the one we want. Yep, cool. All right. No. Now, in this case, we're probably going to do a mesh smooth on it. So I'm sort of doing a pretty basic element of these. I might leave the base like really flat, actually. And then we want bevel. And then I'm going to actually add that. Yep. And then we go here, go add modifier, and I think it is multi-resolution. I always get this mixed up. Yes. Okay, so we got that. And for that, oh, that's interesting. Huh, okay. Okay. Because of that. So the front's good, but the back is not because of that, I guess. So I could... Yeah, I'm just gonna... And I also need to make sure... Let's get rid of that one. Clear sharp. And put it on that one. Mark sharp. And dissolve the edge, and maybe that'll work. Maybe. So there we go. That's exactly what I want. Now let's see what happens if I just join these instead. Slightly better. How come those work and these ones don't? Makes no sense. Okay. Try this approach then. I don't usually do like this kind of modeling. I'm usually doing characters and organic stuff, so I'm still getting used to high poly modeling in this way, I guess. Nope. Getting there though. I think what we want is actually cut across there. So let's do that and see if that changes anything. Nice. Yeah, so you start figuring out the requirements, I guess you could call it, of mesh subdivision, I guess you could call it. as long as it looks good, it doesn't really matter how clean this is. So if I do that, that looks better. I can still clean that up a bit. As long as this, right, because I'm going to actually bake this onto the low poly. Now I can make it as clean as possible if I wanted to, and I probably will to a point. Just because. And then get rid of these ones. And then it looks exactly the same. So, like, there are benefits to cleaning up, but there's also not. And it will always basically come down to how much time do you have versus how clean do you want to make it. So it's always a balance between a few things to get the result you want. And that's still there. I don't know what's going on there. So let's see, I'm going to get rid of those three. Nope. Oh. And then you have that. Now the other thing I could do, which I probably will do, is this. Get rid of that one. And that's much neater. Mostly. Oh, what happened there? Oh no, why did I get rid of that? Grrr. Okay, fine. That's frustrating. Okay. Better. All right. Now we want these to be a little bit better. With bevel. Maybe about there. And once again, I add maybe 2. And then you get that glitch. So that's about cleaning these up again. And sort of do what I did with the other one, because that seems to work well. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll, what do you call it? I'll clean them all up and then see how much more we need to clean them. Because of some of the quirks. By the way, the knife tool is K. And then I will use space to sort of lock that in. Super useful tool. Hi. How's it going? I'm doing well. Making a post-mix machine. How about you? Glad to hear it. Welcome to the stream. Are you part of the Mona fam or new? What's your story? I appreciate that. Have you seen the space? Like, this is what I'm making. Karaoke Space. I need to lower that table. Those tables, they're too high. Yeah. So currently making a post mix machine. Nice. Bit better. Maybe I actually have to go all the way through. You do? That's interesting. Okay, good to know. It's like Among Us. As soon as I like, it looks a bit sus. I haven't actually played that game very much. I think I played it once or twice, and yeah. I'm too much of a cooperative person to start assuming everyone is bad. Not the game for me. Okay. Right. Yeah, I can see that. Let's bevel that one a little bit. And probably the same with this one as well. Alright, now we're talking. Cool. Alright. What else does it need? Maybe a bit of detail in the back there. We can do that. Nope. Nope. Yep. Are you in the Mona Discord? Throw it in the inspiration channel if you're on that one. I can check it out. But yeah, happy to help with ideas. Not in the Discord. Where can you? Okay, tell you what. What's the search word? Okay. Well, if you're interested in the Mona spaces, do you know what Mona is? Do you need the rundown? Sci-fi. Actually, let's do it. Let's do a quick test. That'll be cool, actually. That actually doesn't have. Ooh, did I make a collider for that one? I forget. Have I done? Did I use mesh? That's not very me. Yeah, I can. Hang on. I don't actually know what it is. It's Mona, but I'll get you the link. Here, join our Discord. That? How do I get that to you? I'm already part of the Discord. It doesn't work. Okay, so if you go to docs.mona.gallery and then go to get started, it's right there. Then you like straight to the link. They need to be cleaned links. That's a horrible link. But yeah, if you put it in the inspiration channel, we can have a look at your ideas and discuss that. That's cool. I'm just gonna say, do Mirror's Edge. I love that game. It's the best game. Oh. Mona, M-O-N-A. Hang on. There we go. So Mona allows you to get this into a website. I can show you in about 5 seconds. So let's do that, and that. Yeah. Nope. That'll do for now. So if we go save and playground, hopefully this will work. If you go to the Get Started page, and right at the top, there's the Join Our Discord. But those docs also have all of the knowledge. So have at it. If you want to create something like... Ta-da! That Chrome looks great. Worked really well. Happy with that. So we're going to make one of these. Yeah. I have to redo the lighting, that's right. And then we'll go to our karaoke room. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Hey Joel, how's it going? I will try. Work in progress. So, what was I doing? Now, small note, you may not be able to post that many links at once. Someone was having issues with like 4 pics. So, heads up on that. One at a time, perhaps. What's happening with that reactor? Why? Still glitchy. Can't find it? Oh no. Yeah. Okay. How can I invite people? Invite people. There we go. Huh? Why is it build a success? Okay. I should know how to do that. I really should. I've never needed to do it. Everyone just joins in. Where is it? Where do I find that link? I gotta invite people. Okay. The thing is, it's also a private channel, so I'm not sure if that will work. That said, give me a sec. I will get the post from here and then send it in the chat. So we can do that. Sorry about messing you up. Copy link. Try that one. No worries. Try that link. Tell me how that goes. And if that doesn't work, tell me, because we need to get that sorted. Kind of feel like I should clean that up as well. Yeah. There you go. Cool. I need to be better at this. Let's see what happens when you join these. It's gotta be clean. That works. Might be better if that line goes across there. Yeah, there we go. Doop, doop, doop. Alright. How'd you go with that link? Are we in? You've been timed out. That's also a suggestions channel. Put it in the inspiration channel or general. Or, I'm going to go with the original because that might be easier. Tell me what to search for. Do you have a specific page or something? Do we bother with a proper back? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the what do you call it? The limitations on the it's gonna do that. That's annoying. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what the limitations are. I think with new people, like some people have posted heaps on the inspiration, like one posted 4 and one person was like cancelled for 4, so I'm not too sure. So I apologize for that. I do not know. That said, yes, maybe 1, maybe 2. There we go. I see that one. Okay, so what's the issue? What do you want help with? Ah, that's how you do it. Okay, so 1 at a time, but kind of. What should you add? Okay. Okay. For that, I would probably look at stuff. So you're sort of at the primary level and a little bit of secondary, but you need to move into sort of the tertiary details, perhaps. So things like garbage bins and rubbish or cars. And sort of get it into that like fine last part of detail, I think it would add a lot of interest. So things like that. Okay. Also with the small details, like things like with the electrical things with the wires, add a bit more like looseness to them, so you have that sort of like arch. It's very rare to have lines like that are really tight, and I think that, so you've done it at the back there, but the front lines you could sort of do that as well. And I don't know if you want to have birds and stuff in your worlds, but you could maybe add some birds sitting on the line, because that'd be kind of cool. Hey Joel, good question. I think that is still. I think it depends on. Right. Yeah, so Joel, I think a lot of companies are sort of coming into the space and seeing the potential for what you can do with it. So I think. We do have some people being interested, and I can't say who they are, but they're talking about like an online store, so you can walk around and you can check things, click on something, buy it. So I think it's a good kind of what I like to call Web 2.5, where you'll have Web 3, but it can actually link with Web 2. So I can walk around a space, have a look at some of the things that they want to show, and then click on an asset that they can then buy on Amazon or their Shopify store or whatever they want. So I think there's a lot of that sort of stuff going on. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I think it's a case of like traditional thinking, like commercialism, basically. Why is that being annoying? Okay, I have another way to do that. And then sort of blending into that. Yeah. So for fur, like trash, dust, maybe animals like ferrets and cats or monsters, aliens. I don't know if you want to have people walking around. And it also depends on, is this an image? Is this a monospace? Is this like, what's the target? I'm assuming it's probably not a monospace because that's a lot of polygons and buildings and stuff. But I think adding fog might also add a bit. Lighting will play a huge part in a space like this. So going into sort of like the Blade Runner approach, maybe a hologram in the background, one of those big hologram things. So yeah, there's definitely lots you can do. Yeah, fog. Fog is one of those really annoying things that add like tons to kind of any space. There we go. No worries. Yeah, I think there's a lot of what would you call it? A lot of scope for traditional capitalism in the Web3 space, but I don't think we've found out how to do that yet. It's certainly an interesting direction. I'm not the biggest fan of crony capitalism, but it's something we have to deal with. What's going on there? So yeah, there's going to be a way to make money from it, and it's just a case of who does it well and who does it tastefully. And I think there's a lot of scope for kind of a lot of it, really. So kind of looking forward to it in a way. But we'll see. As with any new technology, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. I'm all about the creativity and giving like creators the ability to sort of make whatever they want and get paid what they're worth. But yeah, that's not the only form of everything going on, really. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing education being a big thing in Web3. Like you still have classrooms with blackboards. So trying to get kids more involved in all of the things will be kind of important. So looking forward to seeing what we can do there. Yeah, Fog is scary good with that sort of stuff. But yeah, takes a bit of time to get that one right. I haven't used it much actually, but when I have used it, it made a big difference. So that would be my recommendation. I think I used it in one of my Mona spaces and it was like that, like it adds a lot. Well, in this case, like Mona allows you to create NFTs, so people could buy that art or asset, whatever you make. So I think that's a very interesting direction on Web3, is that it'll allow builders to basically get paid what they see they're worth, and then it comes back to what everyone thinks they're worth, which is a different question, and depending on who you ask. But generally speaking, I think there's a lot of value that has not been reached by people, is that the word? And some value that is sort of overreached, and it'll play itself out. That's not a new thing, that's not an NFT thing, that's just a human dynamic. But in the past, yeah, like you basically had to sort of say, this is how many hours I've done on it, this is how much it's worth, and then you would change with the contract. But with NFTs, that technology allows kind of like a point of sale service or point of sale system to be able to sell your art, which I think is great. But unfortunately, in our current society, like the marketing is good half, if not more, of the process. So it depends on your experience with that. Yeah, I think my mum sort of convinced me to get into design. When I was young, I remember saying, I want to be an artist, because I used to draw a lot. And then mum sort of convinced me that there's no money in that, so become a designer. And then I went into graphic design, which I hated. I was too early to the computer games environment. In Australia, we didn't have and still don't have a very good games industry. So, yeah. And there's definitely like variations of capitalism. Like I think crony capitalism is where we're sort of at, and different countries have different applied to it. But socialist capitalism is actually not bad. So once again, it depends on which country you go to, and what the focus is, and how they've come about, and who paid for that. So yeah, we're in a interesting stage of humanity. 3D design could, like, there's 3D design is in everything now. It's in engineering, it's in game design, it's in architecture, it's in, like, anything that has physical objects has 3D design now, especially with 3D printing. So that's a huge category that's opening up in some really interesting areas. But yeah, 3D printing is... It can be a subject, it can be a variation, depending on which course you're doing. So if you're doing games, like game design, that's a certain type of 3D design. And that would be what Mona does, because we have to design to WebGL or web. So you have to limit assets. So for example, this, now that's just the polygons, but like the high polygon is like 2 times that. 3 times that. But this couldn't go into a game, for example. You would have to normal map that, which I think we could probably do now. I feel like I should do a couple more things, though, maybe. Get that detail in there. What's the other one? Architecture has kind of a different approach. Like, they don't have to worry about polygons and stuff. So a lot of architects in Mona are having a bit of trouble because, like, they have to worry about things they haven't had to worry about before. So that's an interesting learning curve that they have to deal with. But many of them can figure it out, so that's less of an issue. So yeah, there's a lot of options. Yeah, I could. And that's the thing. So I'll do that. So this is the high polygon. Then there's the low polygon, which I'll bake this onto, and then I'll do the texturing. I can't use Coca-Cola because of copyright issues. I could use Coca-Cola though. But I'm probably going to take like some sort of parody, like Dr. Salt and Coca-Cola or something. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So happy to take suggestions for weird ass name drinks. I like Dr. Salt though. I'm gonna do that. Generic cola drink. Let's do slight inset and then normal map. Sorry. Oops, down. I'm actually going to scale that a bit because that's a normal map thing. Excellent. Monacola, that's it. Yep. Monamola. No. Sounded good in my head. There's always the donut, like, what is his name? Blender Guru. If you're not following him or following them, they're really good. Yeah. Everything is time. And will speed up as you get better. Okay. So we have our high. I think that's good, actually. Let's do the grill grate thing. Not exactly sure how to do this. I could polygon it. I think it's not important enough to be polygoned. So I think I'm just gonna do... I'm gonna normal map element this. So let's go down just a little and then down properly with an E. Right. Yeah, Blender has always been about the hotkeys. Like, they didn't even get a user interface until, what was it, 2.78, I think? Before that, if you didn't know the hotkeys, you weren't making something in Blender. I couldn't use it at the time. That's changed now, though. So I can do things now. That said, Blender is great. I'm a big fan. There are some things it does very badly, I've found, but for the most part, like with Mona stuff, like environments, don't need it. But with characters, you kind of do. So, yeah, there's some thoughts I have on what they're doing with certain things. Let's put that in there. Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to put a vent, but once again, I'm going to normal map the vent in it, just so this is flat. The vent itself would be too many polygons and not important. That said, I'm going to put it in there. So to do that, I'm going to use a curve, I think. Yeah, let's do a curve. Add curve. The thing is, and I didn't come from, like, I came from Max, so I had the benefit of kind of understanding, like, the basics of how to get things done. That said, Blender was a bit of a mixed bag. It just does things slightly different. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some of them are better, some of them are worse. So it's hard to say. And the thing is also, like, I don't use Blender as much as, say, so Richard, for example, or Mackett, he's a pro user, right? So he knows all of the things of Max, and he's starting to get into Blender now because I think his employer requires it. And yeah, once again, there are some things that it does well and some things that it doesn't. It's kind of very much a pick your poison situation. But the fact that Blender is free and they keep updating it and they're doing very good at that. But I'd say, like, to get comfortable with it took 2 or 3 months, I guess. Like, properly comfortable. And now that I'm doing in some other areas, so I'm getting back into sort of character work and rigging. I'm doing some things that I haven't had to do so far, and like I'm having issues with its weight painting approach and like its bone systems and things like that. So yeah, I think other people have had issues with that. So I'm not too sure what I can do about that one. So I either have to like stick it out and figure it out, or not too sure about that one. So we'll see. But yeah, took a little while getting, once again, just used to the differences rather than being uncomfortable with it. It did take a little while to, what would you call it? Adjust. Like say, the whole, like one big thing that took a while is the fact that you, like the whole edit asset. So just pressing tab like every 5 seconds. I actually don't mind it. I actually think it's pretty good. But yeah, once again, just took a little while to get used to it. Do that, move that in a bit. Maybe there. That's okay, a bit bent. Yep, there we go. That said, 80% of Blender is better than Max. That I use. Anyway, and that's definitely a key factor. Yeah, 3D is a huge industry now. I think it's a super useful one. Like it's good to know. I get frustrated because engineers, as much as programming is a pain, the thing is there's less engineers, so that falls under standard rules of how society works. So I guess I can't complain too much. The thing is, it's so much easier. Like I've been in 3D since a long time. Let's just say that. And yeah. It's come a long way. I'll say that much. Yeah. I think my favorite reference is like back in the day I had to type a picture, like a 3D picture. That was back when was it ray tracing or path tracing, like the original, before they figured all the other stuff out. And it took like 3 hours to render like 3 spheres and a plane. So yeah. Okay, let's get the lines. But for the most part, big fan of Blender. I think it's made things really accessible for a lot of people, whereas things like 3D Studio Max is kind of like getting really slow and clunky and expensive. I'm personally not the biggest fan of subscription models, so that's complicated things with a lot of mainstream things. So I'll be looking at sort of an alternative to Photoshop because, yeah, not. But there's good alternatives, and I'll pay for them if I appreciate it. But like, I don't know, just seems expensive. Cool. All right. I think that's good. So I'm going to actually flatten those. How do I do that again? Convert to mesh and convert to mesh. If I wanted to, I could get rid of those, but they're actually fine. Z? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like now, because like Unreal, especially, I don't get Unreal. It's nuts. And amazing. Like the fact that they're doing like TV shows like they are in Unreal is just insane. And looks great. So, power to them, but it's just like, I can't get my head around it yet. Like the fact that most of The Mandalorian doesn't exist. Let's get rid of all of those. Join. Cool. Yeah, that should make for a good normal map. I think we're good. I think we have a post-mix machine. So let's make the low. Okay. So, if I recall, this has 2. And then flatten those up there. Actually. Cool. Cheers. Thanks for jumping in. Have a nice day. 1 a.m. Yeah, that'll do it. Catch you later. All right. There-ish. There. Yep. Nah, nope. Extrude that one. Yeah. Scale Y. Yep, there we go. Now, do I want... Yeah, I think I do. A little bit more on these. Why is it being so weird? Could be because it was the completely wrong tool. That'll do it. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, the problem with Unreal is it doesn't support like WebGL at all. I do feel that Unreal is going to go towards pixel streaming, which is what sort of other side is doing. So the quality will be better, but you do have that like half a second of lag in the things, in all the things. So it'll be like pros and cons, and what if everyone has fast internet, that's fine, but not everyone has fast internet, so that's the problem. Hey Doggy Tamer, how's it going? But yeah, Unreal is kind of insane. The fact that they can do what they can, like seeing the what do you call it, like production. I don't know if you've seen it, but like you have the camera, the actors, and then the huge LED screen that's like 3 stories big, and it's just like, that's insane. Like, some people have too much money to make cool things, and I kind of want it myself, but you know. I think that's kind of it for... Yeah, that's it. Doggy, are you new to the stream? So I should show what the whole process is. So basically I'm making a karaoke room, and currently making the post mix. But the reason I'm making it is for web thing. So this works in a web browser. Yeah. Your name rings a bell though. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. So we have our low poly. How many post mixes am I gonna have? Maybe 3. That's what I can do. Because I want to make this different on each one, so it looks like a different thing, but I don't want to have 3 assets for materials. So, just trying to think how I could do that. Well, either way, let's do some unwrapping. I think in this case we could actually just do a simple... Look, it doesn't have to be... We don't have to worry about seams too much. Actually, I might get rid of that one, though. Let's keep that one as well. So basically what I'm doing is telling it where to cut when I unwrap it. And I think that's kind of it. So let's give that a shot. Go to UV editing. So that's the current UV, which is not what we want. And because I've used mark seam, all the red lines, if I go unwrap, it'll do that. Now, what is that? Ah, those things. Yeah, so that's basically perfect. But we do need to... Do I actually unwrap these or do I not? I don't know if that's going to look good or not. But... Get rid of those faces, do not need them. I could also make one. Yeah, let's do that. Delete all those. Cool. Alright, once again, grab all that. Unwrap. There we go. Get rid of that one. We want that one. That's a little too close. Interesting that it is that close. It probably shouldn't be. Now on these I'm going to actually increase them a little bit because I can. And that will mean they look a bit better when I unwrap it. Okay. Now, we actually want this in enough space a couple of times. So, how do I do that? I have thought about creating about 10 video games. I have dev docs for at least 5 of them. I'm very good at coming up with ideas. The problem is, all of my ideas are way too big for one person to do them. So if I had enough money, I would employ 50 people and make all the games that I want to make. But yeah, what have I done? Some of the projects. I like learning and doing things, and that's kind of why I'm in a perfect position now with Mona, is that I can teach other people how to do the things. But I've taught myself how to program, I've taught myself 3D design, development, all that sort of stuff. But things I have made is I made a D&D book. There was like a choose your own adventure, but you actually had fights as well, so you actually rolled dice on the game, and depending on what you chose, there were 3 different endings of the chapter, and I've only made 1 chapter, but it was a good prototype, so I'm pretty happy with that. One of the stupidest things I made, so I live in Japan, and I didn't know how to speak Japanese or read katakana or hiragana or anything, so I said, okay, I learn by teaching, so I'll make a video game that teaches hiragana, hiragana katakana. So I made the game, it worked. It was a boxing game, so you had to like do boxing. But I learned how to program, but I didn't learn katakana. So I've made a game teaching katakana, and I don't know katakana still. So, yeah. That said, games are very complex, 100%. So if you want to start making games, aim super small, like stupid small, and get a feel for making a game before sort of making the game you want. So do it, yeah, just aim tiny. Maybe I can do 1 more. I kind of want 2 though. So the back I can actually shrink because that's going to be less important and not seen very often. So I'm going to put that down there. And then I can just duplicate that. I'm just trying to think how to bake it and normal map at the same time. The only thinking of is baking it and then adding later. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we have that and we have that. Now, okay, I put this to the chat. Do you want me to bake in Blender or do you want me to bake in Substance? I could do more interesting texture stuff with Substance. So, up to you. What I am going to do, though, is because of this. So I'm going to... Is that the... Yeah. So let's get rid of these. Substance, cool. Correct answer. Actually, let's do this. Let's move this out. GY to there. And that'll be that. Okay, cool. Now, I'd recommend, you don't have to, but get into the habit with Substance, because if you're using different assets, you can actually bake them all into the one material. I've separated them, so don't have to worry about that, but I'm just going to do that. So let's export this one. FBX. Let's put this in the assets. Postmix. Do. Low. Okay, cool. Let's get into Substance. Every time. I guess this is verifying, it's not installing. Not too sure. I'm so happy I found the Substance Painter on the Steam store on a Steam sale. The fact that Adobe bought Substance like bothers me a fair bit. So I'm happy that I could get it elsewhere and own it. I think it's going to be a longer stream. I want to finish this today. Right, what do we got? New. Select. Builds. Karaoke. Assets. Postmix. Low. 2048. Make sure auto unwrap is not on. I don't modify this template because it doesn't have the one that I use. So, it doesn't really matter at this point. It's more the export later. Yep, that looks right. So that's that. Let's get the baking going, which is down here on texture settings. Default material, let's rename that. Bake mesh maps. 2048, we can always go to down easily. Postmix high. Yes, yes, yes. Let's hope it's a fast enough computer, sure. All of the things. Go. some issues there. Okay, that's cool. Ah. Hee. Huh? Ah, okay. Let's export that then. And try again. Also gonna have to maybe push this out a bit. Yeah. So that goes. Redo this. See how that goes. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. That grate looks great. Happy with that. Okay, cool. We have post mix. So layers. Let's get some. I don't know. So many options. I have no idea. I need to color range. I need to understand color more. I should know it as a graphic designer. We studied it and all the rest of it, but that was also 20 years ago. So I need to sort of do. I like red, black, and white, but I could probably do better than that. So one day, really old. Let's give this a shot. See what it looks like. I do need chrome. For this. Now I'm gonna have to do that very manually. But for now, let's do this. Let's go smaller. One thing I have found that's quite useful is the straight line. So you sort of click on that, hold shift, and then control. And that will sort of make a straight line. Which is super useful for things like this. And then you can just color things in easily. I think the fact that the substance is all about like create the layer and then mask it is a bit different than what I was used to coming from, you know, everything else. But it makes sense. Nice. Okay. Do I want to change the color of this? I think we do. Rubber base. Do we have a color? Make it blue. Red. Dark red. This one we can actually do on that as well. Where this one? Oh. Okay. What other materials might we want to use? Oh, that's shiny. I don't mind the broken look, but it also doesn't really work. Like, that's probably what it's going to be. That's alright. And then put an image there. That works. And for that, what can we do? Plastic. Plastic seems the way to go. Yeah. And then we can sort of do what we want on it. Oh, this works like the Photoshop version. Excellent. You just hold down Shift. That's good. Posture check. Just protecting the edges so when I go full pen, I won't be making a mess. Like so. Okay. And then we can sort of make that bigger and then go for it. Sure, there's a fill, but I'm not very good at it. Not very good at finding, you know, the basics. Should I make that? I might make the black, like the raised area, black as well. I might do that. I'll take the same metal and then just make it black, because I don't mind that metal effect. Now the graphic I'm going to do in Photoshop, I think. Eventually, anyway. Okay. There we go. So yeah, that's going to be a graphic. And let's do this one again. Duplicate layer. This one is going to be black. Or grey anyway. There we go. Add black mask, and I'm actually going to turn the hardness up a bit. There we go. done. Might actually make this black as well. Need to sort of clean that up. For that, you can just go over here. To adjust your masking. Oh, good. And the back as well. So let's just maybe there. Ah. It annoys me that every app has different shortcuts. Now I could put stuff there, but I'm not going to because this will usually be kind of hidden and up against the wall. So that's fine. Don't need to do that. We want the chrome here as well, I think. Yeah. So that one, where was that one? This one. Okay. Well, let's, yeah, okay. Now it is possible in Substance to paint detail, which I will sometimes do. And I might do that here because I want to sort of put a bevel on the edge of this one. So you can have a look at that as well. This chrome doesn't look as good. There's also that. So I might look at that in a sec as well. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, no, we need something a bit different. So I'm going to cut this out. That one. Spacing. Yeah. There we go. Alright. So we need... Oh, that's why it doesn't look very good. Dang it. Okay, so we're gonna copy mask. And then paste into mask. Like so. Ah. Okay. Let's just get rid of that then. Start again. Pay attention to your layers. Still not as good as I'd like. Aluminium? Chrome blue? Ooh, chrome blue. That looks good. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. Let's try a different approach. Just go big. And then cut it out. Would it be... It would be under, wouldn't it? Okay. Ah. Okay. Get rid of that. And let's go... up. This is much faster. Note to self, do this. We do have to get rid of this though too. That's fine. Alrighty. Okay. Now, how do I do this one? So I want to groove that. So I think, what can I do? So you can just do that. Up or down? Probably up. Yeah, that works. Excellent. And the rest I can probably do on Photoshop or whatnot. So like any marks and stuff. You can do that here. Like I can like, put stuff on this. Like there's stamp tools and stuff. I could draw manually. There's masks and all sorts of things. Well, let's have a look. When it loads. Like there's a lot. Like there's a bunch of things we could paint. But these are all just going to be decals, so I could probably do that on the diffuse, which is going to be easier in Photoshop. So I think that's good. All right, so let's save that. Save as on our post-mix machine. Save. Next we need to export the textures. Let's put these on the actual in the actual project. So that would be textures. Select that. I usually go with universal metallic standard. Seems to work out okay usually. I'll set that to 2048, adjust in Unity as need be. For this asset, I'd probably even go down to 512, but we can do that in Unity and then save it out different later. I need to get rid of these somehow, so I'm just going to take that out. So the names are like normal. And then go export. Save settings. Save again. And that's good. Next up, we need to hide that. I'm going to duplicate that again because this is the final. For example, I need to move that across. I think I need to be a bit further. Like so. And the other thing we want to do, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let's just try it. So I'm going to do that. We want 3? We want 3. Across like so. And then I'm going to try to just move these ones elsewhere. Oh no! Not gonna fit. Oh. Ah. Alright, I guess we get 1. It's so frustrating. Well, that's fine. Put that there. And then I'm hoping I can just grab that and move it over there. Theoretically. So we'll see. that said, what am I going to do? I'm going to grab this, because you can export the UV layout. So we can line that up in Photoshop. Let's do that 2048. Cool. Export that. All right. Let's do this 0.1 and 0.2. Export that. And post-mix counter, no, post-mix, that one. Okay, let's see how that looks. So where'd they go? Ah, they renamed it? Yeah, renamed it. So I'm actually going to get rid of those post-mixes because they don't really cut it anymore. Post-mix, go over here. We need a new material. That's going to make it a metal chromish, I guess. And then we have our textures, which is post-mix albedo. That looks cool. Post-mix metal smoothness, put that up there. And post-mix normal. Beautiful. And then we have our asset, that one. Materials doesn't have one. Let's fix that. No, they're not. What? Ah, there we go. Sometimes I do find that when you import or do something in Unity, you'll have to select somewhere else before you go back into it. So there's that. Interesting. Like it works, but it doesn't work. Like the normal's there, otherwise that wouldn't be working. It does seem a bit weird. That said, this also isn't working, so... I'm wondering if this is a an issue with the multi-select thing. Not sure if you are aware of that one, but it's very annoying. So, that said, yeah, it's getting a bit long. So, I'm probably gonna, well, I feel like I should do it, because I've done it in the... chat, so I should probably figure it out. Yeah, that's why. So, say for example, if I do this and then I apply a material, it only applies to the material. This is one of the annoying things about what program are we using? So that'll probably be better now. Yeah. Not the biggest fan of that. I'm not sure why that is. So it doesn't look as nice as it did. That said, it'll do. So the next thing we're going to do is get into Photoshop and then fix that up. And then we basically have it. Not too sure why it's not as accurate as it could be. So I might have to look into that at some point. Probably need some rebaking or tweaks. Actually, no. We want to open something. Yeah, builds. Karaoke Space, assets, post mix. We want the UV. We also want the 2, 3 actually. Textures that we created. So that one, nope, that one, and that one. So I'm actually going to put all of these in one. Metallic's going to be a bit of a pain. Okay. So let's grab these ones and put it in here, I think. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So what we're going to do is grab this one. Actually, we're going to duplicate those two. I'm actually going to map them out. Actually, we can put these in there and then map that. That might actually work really well. Like so. And then we can move it up here. Basically comparing that and that. Seems pretty accurate. Now, I might need some playing, but we'll see how that goes. So we're going to save that over the top of builds. This is a texture. We're going to put that over the top of that one. Get rid of that. Do we try the metallic? The problem with metallic in Unity, this is a Unity problem. No wonder that's not working properly. Oh, no, 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 that's okay. Okay. This should work fine, actually. Kinda. Yeah. Okay, we need to get rid of that one. This is going to be interesting. Okay, let's try that. So we need to line that up. Yeah, cool. With that. There we go. Ah, okay. I'm actually going to delete that, and there we go. Okay. There we go. All right. So we have one material for two things, but we can have two things. Now, the one thing I'm going to have to figure out is the normal mapping. I'm wondering if it's because these are sharp. So it's like a 90-degree thing, and it doesn't usually deal with that well. So we could add some polygons, which I don't really want to do. Let's do a quick fix. This is not going to work. Okay. So what I'm going to do is basically mark sharp the most edges. I'll do that on the original as well. And hope that it will handle the normal maps a bit better. The front, not so much. So mark sharp there as well. Okay. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Also have to do it with this, I guess. Anything with 90 degrees, basically. Like so. And then if we export that out as our FBX, which is the asset, we can go back in here, go to project configuration, go to file, post make low, and then just go OK. Then it will do that. And then we're going to bake the same thing again. And that will hopefully handle better. But we do have to kind of do that whole thing that we just did. So I'm going to do a quick test, and then I'll probably wrap it up. Export. Cool. Now let's do this again. Get rid of that one, because I think I missed some. Yeah, that one, that one, that one. Export those again. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it looks better. Not as clean, like it does have a little bit of glitchiness in there, but the other approach is I have to do the polygons to get that bevel in there. So 90 degrees don't work so well. And then there's a bit of a glitch there, but we haven't cleaned that up, so that one we can probably fix it as well. So that's not a problem. So that is better. Don't mind that. Let's have a look. Let's put them on the counter. Where's the lobby? There. And see how they look. So the only thing I'm going to do is basically get this over here again. I won't do that again because I've already shown how I did it. So we can not worry about that. And wrap up the stream. Let's give it a shot. Nice. So yeah, when I go on, it's going to press the thing in, and then they're going to have some drink coming out. So I think that'd be kind of fun. So that works. It's not very realistic though. So I don't know if I will increase the quality of it, but yeah. So I'll play with that, I guess. We'll see how we go. But yeah. So post-mix and elevators today. Not too bad. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for joining. Hope you all had fun and or learned something. And happy building. Catch you later.